What's up, everyone? Welcome to Office Hours. This is just a time every week that I set aside to chat with you guys, ask any questions you have, give you any advice that I can dish out. So I'm going to wait here to see if people pop in. If you are here, just say hi to let me know you are here. Sometimes the YouTube interface is a little buggy. It's hard for me to tell. And while we get started, I'll just start by, ooh, that's broken. I'll be looking at Discord since I've been off of Discord for the last like 6 hours or so. So let's see if there's any new chat that I might have missed out on. Here we go. All right, so we're looking here. Oh, no other chat today. So I'm going to move on. Probably to Reddit because I've already done all the word games earlier today. So where are we with Reddit? Okay, I forgot about this issue here. I wonder, is there a better way around this issue? Uh, okay, there might be a bit of a stutter with my internet connection, so just hopefully it's not too severe. Let's get going. All right, I think if there was a stutter, the stutter should be over now. Yes, it looks like we're good. So I'm gonna reload this. It's kind of a boring question, so I just answered what I answered. I said that studying vocab 1 week from the test, it's good. You know, it's not a bad thing, but it's definitely not gonna be enough. So you got to do more than just that. Ace Hulk, welcome to the stream. Good to see you here. Any tips? I mean, manage your sleep for the next week. Okay, stay on top of your sleep schedule. If possible, try to have the same regular schedule all this week, including the time that you eat and what you eat as well. Try not to vary your breakfast too much. Keep everything as stable as possible. If you have more specific questions, I can answer more specifically. Freshman high school, practice tests, 1210. Algebra 2 will definitely help. Okay, so this high school student, this freshman's asking, what should you do to develop yourself educationally um, for the future? And I'm basically just saying, don't take shortcuts with your assigned readings. Be very tempting, but read. Read. But read. All right, that's good enough. Moving on. Looks like no one. Oh, I just realized I'm not even sharing my screen. My bad. I was I was just talking to. Anyway, I was replying to a couple. What do you call it? Um, I replied to this one and to this one. So, is studying vocab worth it a week from the test? I said basically, sure, it's helpful, but it's not sufficient. And then over here, I said, don't take the shortcuts with reading. All right, sorry for forgetting to share my screen with you. If I'm here and if you're here, just say hi in chat and you can ask me any questions that you have. You don't have to wait for me to stop talking to ask me your questions. When I see your question, I will respond. Or read. Well, my comment will definitely get lost in the pile, but whatever. I already wrote it, so I'm going to paste it. Really, no one has any questions? Bro. Um, okay. Another response right there. This person is just wasting practice tests as far as I can tell. Second modules, how did... Is there like a bug? No, there is not a bug, right? The chat is actually just dead. Okay, no problem. No problem. It's all good. No pressure on you guys. I'm just trying to figure out because my YouTube screen was acting a little funny, so I thought it might have been a bug. Uh, you're welcome to just chill here while I respond to Reddit. While I respond to Reddit concerns. Let's see. Second modules. Hey, what's this? Bro. Hard paragraphs question. All right, back to Ace Hulk. Ace Hulk is saying how to properly can't speak. How to properly see and learn from mistakes instead of just reading the explanation. So this can depend quite a lot on you. Some kids are already pretty good with their self-learning processes, and some students are very much undeveloped in their self-learning capacities. So it kind of depends on you, but I'm going to try to say, I'm going to try to share an answer that's sort of generally helpful for most people, even though it might not be particularly helpful for people who are at either extreme. If you are god awful at learning from yourself, or if you're already really good at learning from yourself, then probably what I'm about to say is going to be either too far, too distant, too hard, or just too obvious. Okay, but I'll try to stay sort of in the middle of the pack. So if I start with the instructions first and just like as commands, I would tell you to not look at the answer key as soon as you're done with a practice test. Okay? So you solve all of reading, writing modules 1 and 2, then math modules 1 and 2, and then it says that your score is that your test is submitted and you can view the score on the website, right? The temptation and what everyone does, basically what everyone does at this point is they click on that link and then they go to the College Board My Practice website and then they confirm their score. But it's not a very good way to learn. When most of you guys are actually struggling with time and, you feel like you needed more time to, go back to module 2 question, 9 and 12 and 15, right? Those are some questions that you needed more time on. Well, if you needed more time on them, then why would you sort of take the shortcut by just not using more time on them? Kids will tell you, like, if you're a teacher, right? Kids will tell you, oh, but if I just had more time, I would have totally gotten like a 750. Well, prove it. Do it with unlimited time. Like, get a 750 with unlimited time. Can you actually do it? Or are you just bullshitting me because you're just, full of excuses that you don't like being embarrassed by the truth, right? Like, actually do it. So the first thing is not to go straight into the score and bias yourself by seeing what your actual score was. Go and use unlimited time and see what is your theoretical maximum score, right? By spending unlimited time on all the hard questions and see how far you can actually get with the best reasoning possible, right? Because if you're targeting something like a 750 on the real test, then you better be getting like a 780 or 790 or 800 with unlimited time, right? Because if you can't get a 780, 790, 800 with unlimited time, then you're definitely not going to get a 750 with time pressure. So give yourself that opportunity to to prove to yourself that you can actually do it, that you can actually perform better. That would be a quick way of at least stopping students from taking all these shortcuts. Okay, most kids just go straight to the score and then go straight to the question explanations. And then the second thing is, after you do that, after you score yourself, you're gonna learn that you got a couple questions wrong, right? Well, instead of going straight to the answer explanations, I want you to go back to those questions, and before looking at the answer key, okay, you're already biased because you already know that the answer you chose is wrong. But now I want you to look at that question again and take it like a handicap in one of those like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire games. Like, this answer choice is now removed. Now you have 3 answer choices left. Try it again. Try it again without looking at the answer key. Again, this whole process would be part of the learning, right? Because that process itself will teach you what to look for. Again, the vast majority of students skip this step as well. They go straight into the answer key, right? They don't do the thinking on their own. They try to let the College Board explanations do the thinking for them. You are too reliant. You're too dependent on other people to explain the answers to you. Stop doing that. Try to figure it out yourself until the very last moment. Now, you try to come up with the best possible reason why it has to be, maybe you chose D at first, but now you know D is incorrect. Now you come up with the best possible reason why it has to be C. If you're studying with a peer, then try to persuade, try to explain your reasoning to somebody else. Okay, you can do this, in my Discord server, but you could do this with a friend. You can do it wherever, right? Try to explain that reasoning before looking at the answer key, and see if maybe in the process of explaining the answer choice, you actually change your own mind again. It's possible that happens. Finally, you do look at the answer key and it finally tells you the answer explanation. Before looking at the answer explanation, just try to come up with the explanation on your own. So what's the general principle behind all 3 of the instructions that I gave you, right? Don't look at the score right away. Don't look at the answer key right away. And don't look at the answer explanation right away. Try to come up with all of that on your own, right? How do you, what's the basic principle behind all 3 of these instructions? It is to do the thinking yourself instead of letting the book or letting the website or letting the teacher do the thinking for you. As long as you are able to do all that thinking yourself, you'll definitely learn a lot more from that question. After that, there's some other steps you could follow, but at least that's at least one big piece of learning from yourself. Okay. Do I think that writing error logs is an effective way to review mistakes? It is definitely effective. Okay, it might not be the most efficient. Depends on how complicated your system is. I know some of the nerds of the internet have like really sophisticated error logs, and those are the kinds of posts that get like a lot of upvotes on Reddit or whatnot. I don't think you really need to have a very sophisticated error log. And in fact, the more complicated it is, the more likely it is that you waste time just managing the thing itself. So I think if you have a simple error log and the ability to recall the passage and the question, but not the answer choices, okay? If there's a way for you to review the passage and the question, but not the answer choices, so that you can just quickly double check, wait, what's the answer to this? okay, and then you can reveal the answer choices afterwards, right? Something like that. If you can do, you can use Anki, you can use flashcards, you can use whatever, right? But if there's some way of double checking the passage and the question, but without the answer choices, then that's even better because you can kind of quiz yourself on some of the older passages, the older questions that you've forgotten. Okay, so yes, I think it's effective. The temptation is to make it really sophisticated, especially for some of you internet weirdo nerdy kids, right? You guys tend to like technology and stuff like that, and that's, I think, a good thing in the long run. But sometimes it makes you a little obsessive with like your spreadsheets or whatever you're using to track your own progress. So as long as you avoid that danger, then it should be fine. Hard paragraphs questions. No, hard paragraphs question. What is a paragraphs question? I don't even know what that is. Okay, it's an evidence question. Kind of. I don't really have the motivation to answer this one. All right, so it's about 5 o'clock, and so I'm gonna head over to the members only stream in 5 minutes because I started a little bit late. So in 5 minutes, I'm gonna go into the members only stream. If this stream so far has been helpful for you, please hit the like button to let the YouTube algorithm know that I'm doing a good job. And also, any questions that you've been sort of like chewing, stop chewing, just blab it into the chat so that I can actually give you a quick answer before I go. Okay, so 5 more minutes before I move over to the members only stream. Okay, I'm seeing some questions real quick. We have Cortez just typing A, what's up? Hey, what's up? Stuart is saying, I always find that I'm stuck at 600. Sorry, something in my eye. I always find I'm stuck at 600, 7 wrong first module and 7 wrong second module. Oh, yeah. Okay. So 4 a.m., bro. You're in the East. Cortez, I hope you know that I have a US stream as well. Okay, I have a stream at your 7 p.m. I think, right? You know, your 7:30 p.m. I have a stream at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So, just bro, catch me at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday. Okay, not Sunday, on Saturday. Anyway. Back to Stuart. If you're getting 7 wrong first module, 7 wrong second module, that means you're getting this easy module on the second module. Almost certainly you're still making grammar mistakes. So within 1 week, okay. I don't know why my shortcuts aren't working, so I have to manually click this button. Okay. So if you have 1 week left, I actually thank you, whoever was earlier that mentioned error logs. Was Stuart. I really think you need to go and review all of the grammar errors that you made in the last month, okay? Because apparently you're probably still making repeated mistakes on the same concepts, and you really need to at least learn, like, I'm going to assume there's probably like 2 or maybe 3 concepts that you're repeatedly making a mistake on, okay? And for some reason in the last month, you haven't made any progress on those 2 or 3 concepts. So stop kind of digging around. Stop just like prepping for the next practice test. Go and review these concepts that you keep repeatedly making mistakes on, and commit to not making the same mistake again. this might require you to talk to your English teacher at school and be like, I don't get it, right? Like, I don't get how am I, like, how am I supposed to see this sentence or whatever, right? Like, how am I supposed, like, I know it's B, right? But I chose C, like, so what am I supposed to do? And then your English teacher should probably say, like, well, if you know it's B, then tell me why it's B, right? And you should try to teach that question, because somebody's going to be able to tell you what's wrong with your reasoning. Okay. Now, if you don't have an English teacher that you can turn to, then you can turn to your friend or your parents. But if your parents or friends don't speak English or something like that, then maybe you do have to look for like a paid tutor. Maybe there's like a college student who could be like a free tutor. But just learn those concepts that you're making like repeated mistakes on. Okay, and just get past that, because it's really weird that you're getting 7 wrong in module 1 and not 3 wrong in module 2, right? You should be performing better on module 2 because you're getting the easy module, right? But the fact that you're not getting 7 wrong and then 3 wrong, you're getting like 7 wrong and then 7 wrong, it means that there's still something, that some conceptual thing that you're not learning properly, okay? So figure out what that is and go actually learn that properly. Besides that, you wait, actually, I feel like, oh no, Stuart didn't say anything else. Cortez and Stuart, they had the similar letters, and you guys are both purple to me, so kind of messed me up. But just let me know, Stuart, if that makes sense for you. Now, going back to Cortez, polish your triangles and circles questions. Triangles and circles. I have no idea. Oh no, sorry, that's for geometry, for math. I actually honestly can't tell you what to do. So for Cortez, for circles and triangles, I think for geometry there's going to be a better, like, I believe there's probably some people in the Discord server that'll be able to help you with the circles and triangles. I can't really help you because, like, I'm pretty good at math, but I don't have a lot of experience teaching math, so I don't really know the common pitfalls. Okay, so but it doesn't have to be my Discord server. It could just be anywhere. Just try to get some help for geometry. Ace Hulk says, "How much to marry me for my green card, bro? You gotta get in line, man. You think this is free? I'm not cheap, man." Good luck, Cortez. Yes, good luck. Shaw says, hello. Tips on punctuation. You're homeschooled, you can't understand them. Honestly, punctuation is such a broad topic because, there's like really base level punctuation, which is just putting commas between independent clauses when you're using like a fanboys, when you're using like a coordinated conjunction. And some people literally just have not learned this, even though this is something you should have learned in like 6th grade or 7th grade, right? And then some people, when they're saying punctuation, they're like trying to differentiate between like, like they're trying to differentiate between like a semicolon versus a dash in like a really complicated sentence, and it really depends on where you are. Now, let me just pretend that your score, Shashaw, is like 650, and if you're struggling on punctuation, then the most important thing at that point is to focus on independent clauses. You got to know how to find independent clauses, and then you need to be able to take all the non-essential modifiers, or sometimes it's called non-restrictive modifiers, and you need to be able to separate those non-restrictive, non-essential modifiers with commas. Sometimes with dashes, sometimes with parentheses, but generally like 90% of the times it's with commas. So you have to learn to do that. So independent clauses, okay? But grammar, it's hard to just, there are cheat sheets. So if you look for like a grammar cheat sheet for the SAT, it'll give you a pretty much surface level issue. Okay, if it's literally the only obstacle between you and the 800, then you probably just need to talk about specific examples. Because if you're 750 already, then punctuate. That's very unusual. That's punctuation is the last mistake for you. That's extremely uncommon, by the way. But if you are 750 and you're only held back by punctuation, then you need to. It means that you're already really good at learning, and you just need to examine specific examples. So that's not going to be able to. We can't really cover that in the stream. Just go and chat in my Discord server, or go and chat with your friends and talk about very specific examples. Like go to this channel over here, SAT reading and writing, okay? And just talk about, like, paste your question here, okay? And then talk about it there. Or if you're a total newcomer, then start by talking over here, and then you're going to get to level 1. And once you hit level 1, then you can go down to SAT reading and writing and ask more questions there. Okay. Okay, now I'm well over time, so I'm just going to do some lightning responses. So here we go. Paid tutor like Solly. Yes, I am one paid tutor. I am not the most expensive. I'm not the cheapest either, so you have to figure out whether I'm the right person for you. 2 practices a day, but not appropriate anymore. I don't recommend 2 practice tests a day. It doesn't give you enough time to actually review and reflect on your weaknesses and what you need to change. Cortez went from 530 to 740 in a month. It's only punctuation that messes you up. Okay, that's kind of amazing, and congratulations on jumping 210 points and not getting punctuation. That is possible. I don't disbelieve you. I think it's possible. But dude, it's actually really easy. Go and research. Go and do some research. Go and find out what the issues are. Okay, use start by talking about examples. Find out the keywords, the concept words, and then learn the concepts. Stewart is saying, one more question. I feel like details in the passages always try to jump out of your head, even though you read really slowly. My general one-line answer to that is to identify transitions. Stop trying to memorize details. Instead, just try to memorize the map of the passage by identifying all the transitions in the passage. Stop falling for trap answers. My one-word answer to that is predict the answer, so you don't get bothered with the answer choices. Predict the answer in your own words. Lazizbek is saying your score is 650. You're trying to increase it to 770 by May exam. Is that possible? The answer is yes, it's possible. How many EBR questions would be ideal? There is no ideal number for this because it depends on your stage in the journey, and it's actually extremely hard to give you suggestions in terms of number of questions. You need to. It's more important for you to get a general sense that you are actually growing and learning. Now, very broad, I know, and it's not hard. It's hard to make that practicable. So if I have to just give you a number, I would say take a concept first and manage and learn one concept per week. Okay, that's what I would say. All right. Those are my lightning answers. I'm going to move over to the members only stream. Okay, members only stream. And so if you are not a member but you want to stay in touch, you can join my Discord server and chat with the community there, and I will usually respond and follow up on people's conversations, like once a day. If you want to support me with the work that I'm doing, I'm full-time a teacher and I have other things, but YouTube is just part of what I'm doing when I have a little bit of free time. If you want to support me, you can support by becoming a member of my YouTube channel. And in exchange, I just give you extra time for office hours for members only. All right. Hopefully, some of what I said was helpful for you. If it wasn't helpful for you, then just discard it. Take the parts that were helpful and focus on that and making that applicable in some way to your life. Actually implementing the tips that I was sharing. And until next time, keep on learning, keep on growing. Peace.